I am back from sunny California, and oh, what a fun, informative trip it was. But it is Mailbag Monday, which means that I am here to answer your questions from the mailbag. A lot of questions about the trip, a lot of other game design questions, and it is a good one. Before we get into all of these questions, though, I do want to mention the sponsor of this video, ClanHQ. What is ClanHQ, you may ask? Well, it is a brand new, fully featured messaging app, and it is free right now on the Android and iOS stores. It has all kind of features that can integrate with over 75 different games, including Marvel Strike Force. You have a fully featured chat with stickers, GIFs, photos, badges, and more. You have a notification setting so that you can tag people and see everyone that reads your messages. You can store your game data right in the app, so anyone that wants to check out your entire roster, they can do it with just a click of a button. And that's really valuable, guys, if you're an alliance leader or you are someone that is looking for an alliance. Yes, you can find it all right within ClanHQ. You can find the perfect match with just a few clicks, and because the game data is integrated with the app itself, you could show off things like your total collection power, your strongest team power, and you could show it off to anyone that wants it right in the app itself. So if you want to learn more about ClanHQ, check out the link in the description. They're adding new features all the time, guys. It's really good stuff. And if you want to be one of the first to use it, make sure you check it out. So check out the link for ClanHQ, guys. I think this app is going to blow up and you could be one of the first to use it. But if you are ready for the mailbag questions, let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here, I am back. Welcome to the channel, and yes, I am back. I'm not in California anymore, and oh, it was a fun trip, and I want to talk about it as much as possible. There are a lot of great questions in the mailbag this week, guys, but some of the stuff I'm still not allowed to talk about yet, but don't worry, I will talk about everything for the trip as soon as I can, but I'm going to talk about a lot of it here in this video. So good questions came in, but if your question did not get answered, that is why. It's probably because I can't talk about it yet, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot that I wish I could answer, but very soon, very soon. But before we get into all of your questions, I do want to mention the other sponsor of this video, BlueStacks. It is my emulator of choice. 60 frames per second, Marvel Strike Force. It looks beautiful. So check out the link down below, download it, the channel gets credit. There's also a link for some Valley merch if you want to get the coolest merch on the planet, and Patreon if you want to support the channel. With that said, let's get into the questions. First question, guys. Who do you think has the best finisher when killing an opponent? Obviously, I gotta be a little biased and go with the Hulk, but one character that I really like is Ant-Man. Now, this is one that you're probably not gonna see a lot because he doesn't damage a lot, so he doesn't finish a lot either. But Ant-Man, if you ever see it, he turns big, he picks up the enemy and throws them away. I think it looks really cool. So Hulk and Ant-Man, my two favorite finishers in the game. Next question, what do you think about Cloak and Dagger being added to the game? They have a Marvel TV show, have great chemistry, and would be insanely cool in Marvel Strike Force. I'm always for new characters, so Cloak and Dagger coming to the game, I would give it a thumbs up. Pretty much any character coming to the game, I would give a thumbs up. Obviously, there's characters that I would want more than others, but any character I think would be great addition to the game, especially these two with a show, and they could do some unique synergy with these two characters, so I would be in favor of it. All right, next question. Is dropping of FoxNext from Disney going to result in this game disappearing? So this is probably in reference to the Bloomberg article that came out last week that said that Disney was interested in selling FoxNext, and I think that's an important distinction, at least that I got from that article, was that it looks like Disney is trying to sell FoxNext, not shut them down. So I don't see any change for the players, at least in the short or medium term right now. And depending who would buy FoxNext, there may be no change at all coming. But from what I saw there and the impression that I got, it didn't look like anybody was worried. There was no sense of doom or ominous feeling in that office. It just looked like a fun office, and it just seemed like it was business as usual there. So my guess is nothing really is going to change in the short or medium term with this game. Next question, short and sweet one, boss. Is Falcon anywhere close to Captain America? Should I be looking to max him out like Cap? I don't know if you should max him out because he's not totally farmable yet, but I definitely think he's a more valuable character than Captain America. Captain America, very important for that Avengers squad, very good squad. I think they're a top 10 squad. But I think power armor is a lot more important. I think they're actually one of the top 3 teams in the game, and Falcon is very important to that team. So I actually think as far as is important to the game, I think Falcon is a lot more important than Captain America. So yeah, build him up. I don't know if I would max him out depending on where the rest of your power armor is, but definitely build him. An important piece of this game. Important character in this game. ValleyFlyin. Seeing you next to OMG and Casino. Let us see how big you are. May I ask what you bench to know if I can use the Hulk smash line, or if you can use the Hulk smash line? And we got a follow-up question asking what I bench, squat, and deadlift, and how tall am I compared to Casino and Mobile Gamer. Looked like a giant in the collab video. Well, one thing, on the video that we did on the couch, I was sitting up straight. I think it looked like both of them were slouching, so it appeared they were a little shorter than they actually are. Mobile Gamer is actually above 6 feet, and Casino is not too short. I thought he was going to be shorter by the way he described himself, but he's actually a normal average height. It's just that I'm a lot bigger. As far as deadlift, bench, and squat, they're not that great right now. I've been through a lot of injuries, a lot of wear and tear. I'm dealing with a few injuries now. But as far as my best lifts in these, my best deadlift was way back in the day. That was probably mid 4s. My best bench press was mid 300s, and my best squat was up there probably in the mid 500s. Right now, a lot less than that. I'm not really chasing after a certain weight. I'm actually chasing after more of a burn right now. So I don't know how strong I am right now, but that was my best lifts from back in the day. Next question, is OMG in the same arena shard as ValleyFlyin and Casino? Yes, we've actually been in the same arena shard for a while. I think it's due to when we started. I think all of us started in beta, so all of us got thrown into that same arena shard, and I don't know, maybe there's some content there that we could do regarding that in the future. Next question, as far as Blitz, are they considering making the rewards more than top 1500 that gets 85 shards? Yeah, so this has been an issue for a while because the top 1500 is a hard number. The player base is expanding, so I'd like more of a fluid number. I know people have been talking about percentage-based rewards for everything for a while now, but I was a little blindsided actually by the Blitz announcement in the devlog. From what we heard, I thought the changes would be a lot more to Blitz, and maybe there are more changes coming. Maybe this is not what they were talking about when they were talking about to us about the Blitz changes, but yeah, hopefully they change a few things. They said there was some issues with the coding in the back, and revamping the whole Blitz system will allow them to make changes a lot easier right now. So hopefully this is just a drop of the hat that we got in the dev blog, and hopefully there are more changes coming, like to the rewards. Next question, Graviton's hair, fabulous or doofy? Fabulous. Next question, had to work during your Hot Ones stream with Casino. Are you guys gonna put it on YouTube? So for those of you that don't know what this is, there's a show called Hot Ones where they eat a bunch of hot wings with sauces, ramping up from mild all the way to one that was over 2 million Scoville units. And we used the exact sauces on wings, and we did this challenge, and it was myself, there was Casino there, and Cinecalix was there as well during the challenge. And Cinecalix is a big Marvel Future Fight YouTuber, and there was a bunch of other people in the room just kind of cheering us on and teasing us and making fun of us, but it was fun. The plan is to release it on my channel, but Casino had to rush out as soon as it was over because he had to catch a flight. So I definitely get the footage for that and cut it together and release that on my channel. Hopefully you guys enjoy me suffering through that wing challenge. Next question, can I get the birthday shout out for your next video on my Alliance Parker Luck? Yes! Happy birthday. Next question, can passives of a character continue to affect teammates even after that character dies? Answer there is sometimes. I know back in the day when they did some data mining and seeing what the actual code was, it was very inconsistent. Some characters would still affect the rest of the team with their passive after they died, some didn't. And I have not went and spoken with a data miner recently to see if this is still the case, but I think the answer to this one is still sometimes. Next question, ValleyFlyin. I usually see you in a top 1500 for Blitz. Can you go over your process for hitting that? Do you rush to 8.3 and spam as many wins as you can? So normally what I do for a Blitz is, so my Blitz reset time is at 7 p.m. So I try to get my first rotation as close to that as possible. Get that first rotation in, and I'm not using any charges for that first rotation. For my second rotation, because technically I could fit three rotations in from when Blitz resets to when the game actually resets. But I normally end up getting two. So my second rotation is when I want to spend all of my challenge energy, all of the energy that I get from the Blitz, from the villains campaigns that you get you get Blitz energy for that. So I want to spend all of that so it doesn't top off, and that's when I'll normally do multiple runs with my subsequent team. So first run, I just run through it, and it usually gets me to about tier 5 or so, and then after that I'll just spend all the energy so it doesn't top off. And if it's a Blitz that I'm really going hard for, I'll spend even more than what it would take so that my energy doesn't top off. I'll try to use at least all the 25 energy refreshes from all of my top teams. Probably end up putting a guide to Blitz out later, because I think the last one I did was a little outdated at this point, but gotta work on the farming guide that I've been wanting to put out for the last couple weeks. There's been a lot of changes to that, so I'm going to talk about that in another question. All right, next question. What was the biggest thing you took away from the trip? And it can be non-MSF related. The biggest thing I think is they're really pushing this new game, Avatar, and that was the main reason that they flew us out, was to check this game out, to give us a hands-on experience with this game, and to kind of judge our reaction. And I think it was very good. I was very happy with the game. I definitely want to play it. It's not out in all regions right now. They're just doing initial rollouts to kind of test out the game and work out some of the bugs, but it looks to be very good. The other thing, though, I think that the community has this impression, and I know at least I did, that the devs were kind of out of touch, not really involved in the game. They're just pushing out content and not really caring how the player base, but that could not be further from the truth. These guys are very, very passionate about the game. They're fully aware of all of the issues that we are experiencing because they play the game. They're not just the devs, they're also players. They're experiencing all these same issues as well. But it seems like this is a very slow process to get things corrected. And it's kind of a balance between putting out new content and fixing some of the user interface changes. So in an ideal world, this would be a perfect game, and they wouldn't miss on anything, but they're aware when they miss on things, and they're aware when they do good things and bad things. Sometimes it's not apparent right when they're doing it, but later on, such as Alliance War, that was one mode that they said that they did not see turning out like it did, and they would have made some changes to that mode if they knew it would turn out like it did. They were expecting it to take a lot longer to get to the point that it got to right now. But they're very passionate, and I think they truly care about this game, and they truly care about the player base. Now, the people that we did meet, I don't think were the money people, though. So the people that are in charge of all the crazy, ridiculous offers, I don't think we met any of them at all. But at least with the people that I met, very, very passionate about Marvel Strike Force and wanting to create a good user experience for everybody. What is my favorite vegetable? It is spinach. I put that in my protein shakes. Doesn't add a lot of flavor, but it adds a lot of nutrition. And it turns my shake green, but spinach. Spinach, very, very good. Is there going to be new levels on abilities with the new level cap? From what I saw in the dev blog, no. And we were kind of blindsided by the dev blog because we were just talking to the devs the day before, and they mentioned none of the things that were in the dev blog. So I don't think there's going to be new level abilities with the 75 cap, but I think with maybe the 80 or the 85 level cap increase, I think they should add some more abilities. I don't know if they have plans to do that, but I hope that they do add some more abilities with a future level cap. Next question, do you use some green screen for your videos? Yes, everything in back of me right now is green screen, and that is, I just chroma key it out. All right, next question. Best cosmic team for new players, no legendary characters. So for this, we got to go to my favorite MSF site, msf.gg, and take a look at which characters that we have on there. They're very easy to go with BKT. or BKE, whatever you want to call it, but you can't use Star-Lord, and probably can't use Thanos either because he's not highly farmable for newer players. Same thing with Minerva, same thing with Captain Marvel. So we're eliminating some of the top characters in this class right here. If I was a new player, I would probably just go Guardians for this Cosmic team. So Drax, he's available in the Arena store. We got Gamora and Mantis, both available in the Blitz store. We got Rocket in the Raid store. And then we got, who was the last character? Groot. He has a node. It's not the easiest node to farm, but that's who I would go with. Secondary option, if you want the next best Cosmic team, I would go with the Kree. The Kree plus Ronin are actually a decent team. And they have the advantage that the Guardians don't of unlocking Fury. Now, the Guardians, they can't unlock Star-Lord, which is a good thing, but this will unlock Fury. Fury, I think, is a very good legendary character. So either way, you can't go wrong. But I think the more bang for your buck, at least in the short term and long term as well, will be the Guardians. Next question from my boy Oddball Comics. My favorite Marvel movie. There's a lot of good ones. I like the Black Panther movie. I like Ragnarok. I like Civil War. I like Homecoming and Far From Home. They're all pretty good. Sony, get your act together. Join the MCU again. Bring Tom Holland back. But I think the movie that I watched the most, and I guess that's one way to define favorite, is the original Avengers movie. That Battle of New York. I play that very often in my home theater to kind of show it off. So if we had to define it like that, I guess it would be the original Avengers movie. But is there a bad MCU movie? There's some that I like more than others, but I don't think there's a bad MCU movie, at least in my opinion. All right, next question. What did you learn about the process of bringing new toons to the game? I feel like they could do more copy-paste animations with new characters to push them out faster. So this was actually something I knew before going to the studios, but the characters take a long time to come to the game, and I'm talking months and months. So they need to really pre-plan the characters. So any characters that we're seeing now were probably talked about in January timeframe or so, but it takes a while. So any characters that we really want to see come to the game, it's not going to be a quick process. So next question. What's up, brother? Long time, first time. What are your true thoughts after the visit? Do they really care about the player base? Tinfoil hat time. Was it all a show? Because I knew 3 huge content creators were coming and obviously couldn't make themselves look bad. So there were actually a lot of content creators out there. The main reason, like I said previously, was to look at this new Avatar game, and there were a bunch of them. I think the Strike Force guys were the smallest channels out there, but there was a lot of guys out there, and I really think that like what I said before, the crew at FoxNext really passionate about this game, and I didn't really get that impression from them before this trip. Definitely got a lot better since Cerebro's been there. He's been a good conduit for communication between the community and the rest of the devs. I think he does his job very, very well. But I think they really care about the player base, at least the people that I've met. Like I said, I don't think we met any of the money people that are responsible for these crazy offers. So my opinion might change if I met any of them, or maybe they were and they didn't give any indication of that. But everybody I met there seemed very, very like they have the best interests of the community in mind. I know it doesn't seem that way a lot, but I think they do. At least that's the impression that I got. I don't like that they didn't tell us about the blog at all while we were there, so did feel a little shafted about that, but I think they generally care about people. And one of the big things that you mentioned here is the time sync. That was one of the big things that they mentioned initially before anybody even asked questions about that. So they're fully aware of that. And like I said, they play this game, they're aware of the time sync, and hopefully they can do something soon to ease that up, because one of the big things that they said was they wanted to reduce the low quality time in the game where you're just autoing, going through the motions for a lot of the game modes. They wanted to take that out so you're just spending time on the fun stuff in the game. So hopefully that is something that we will see sooner rather than later, because I know that the time sync is real and is affecting a lot of alliances, even my own, guys. API was briefly mentioned in the joint videos, but not more than that. Can you provide more info on what's going on with that, or a reasonable time frame? So I think it's high on their list of priority from what I heard. I think is definitely in their top 5 things that they wanted to get done, but it also sounded like it's a very, very complicated process. There's a lot of things that they need to secure before they could give outside apps access to their game. So I think it's going to be a lot more complicated process than people think. This is going to be more complicated than I initially thought, but hopefully this can only be good for the community. So I hope that they will bring an API very soon. And if you don't know what an API is, it's basically a way for third-party sites or third-party apps to access your information in the game. So with that and just being aware of what it is, there's some security concerns that they have with that. So they need to make sure that it's secure, because I would rather wait on this and have it hacking free than have them rush this and have this game hacked and ruined by that. So yeah, hopefully it's soon though. Hopefully they could shore up any potential leaks that come from an API. Next question, any news on the new game FoxNext was excited for? So yes, this was the Avatar game. I am very excited for this. I know initially I was thinking, oh, the Avatar, that movie came out 10 years ago. Why would this be a very exciting game? But after playing this game and after seeing what the plans are for Avatar, so they got part 2, part 3, part 4, and part 5, with part 5 coming out in 2027. So long-term plans for this movie, which means I think they're gonna have long-term plans for this game as well. And there's a lot that they can be excited about for this game. I was excited. I'm looking forward to playing this. Can't wait till it's available on iOS, and definitely make some videos on that, because it is a fun game. Very different genre than Strike Force, but it's fun. Next question, and this is a long one, but basically this question is asking about the viability for Phoenix in Fear the Darkness, and I would say that is probably not your best character for Fear the Darkness, unless you're planning on taking it slow. If you're planning on doing 1 node per day, it's fine. Use Phoenix. You'll get her back at fully charged at every reset. If you're planning on using multiple nodes a day, you're gonna have to spend cores to refresh her, because every time normal Phoenix dies and Dark Phoenix is summoned, that's counting as a death. So you need to spend cores to revive her. So not the best character for Fear the Darkness, but if it's your 6th or 7th character and it's like a backup character, yeah, do it. It's just, she'll help you, but I wouldn't make her one of your primary characters, because you can't use her multiple times a day unless you spend those cores. Valley, out of pure luck, got Minerva, Captain Marvel, Nick Fury, and Thanos at tier 13. Star-Lord is real close. Out of curiosity, tried these together in some raids, or decent but not amazing. So should I enter Fear the Darkness with them or switch gears? So since you're close with this team, I would definitely recommend starting Fear the Darkness right now with them. Not the best team. If you were to look, you're missing Groot or Jessica Jones, and I would replace Thanos with either Groot or Jessica Jones to give them some dispel, to remove some of the debuffs on your team. You don't really have anybody that could do that right now. So I would go in with what you have, and then eventually work on replacing Thanos with either Groot or Jessica Jones. And yeah, I think you'll do a lot better with that team. But don't wait. If you have the characters to get into Fear the Darkness, don't wait. Just go in right now. Next question. If you could add one pro wrestler to the game, who would it be? Hulk Hogan, brother. Oh, yeah. I think that was Macho Man, actually. A hybrid between Hulk Hogan and Macho Man, actually. But next question. On Arena, if 2 same teams fight each other, which side goes first? My understanding is that it is a 50-50 coin flip. So if you matched against an opponent 100 times, 50 times, you would go first. 50 times, the opponent will go first. Next question, Valley, when is the farming guide coming up? The new player, 60 days, been waiting, saving resources to get your thoughts on where to go after defenders. So it should be out this week. I was hoping to get it out before the trip. I'm actually glad that I didn't, because I actually made some changes to the farming guide based on some things for the trip that I saw during the trip. So it should be coming out this week. Got to work on the infographic, got to redo that again, and then I got to record the video. But the template for the infographic is done, so hopefully this week. But if you're wondering where to go after defenders, I'm going to recommend going Guardians right after defenders. So if you want to start working on that now, do it. Next question, what is a good free-to-play Mystic team to complete the Mystic campaign? So for this one, let's go back to msf.gg and look at the Mystic characters in the game. Now for this, I think it was a while ago that I did this, but I think I just used my 5 strongest Mystic characters and kind of just powered through it. But if I were to pick, I would kind of want to double up on some of these characters, because you're going to need some Mystic characters to unlock Phoenix. So I would use Loki, Mordo, and Ronan. You're going to need them anyway for Phoenix, so I would use them, build these guys up for your Mystic campaign. And then for your next character, I would use Thanos. He is probably the best tank outside of Hand Sentry in this mode, but the thing about Thanos is he can recover some health with his ultimate. Hand Sentry can't. He is really good with those evades and will be very good on some of those nodes, but I would go Thanos over him. And for the last, I think we need a little more damage, so I would either go with Black Panther if you have him up, or go with Yondu, just because he's not great, but he does a lot of things very good. So I think the versatility that I think Yondu would bring would be good in certain nodes. So that is what I'd work on. Loki, Mordo, Ronan, Thanos, and either Black Panther or Yondu. And last question, Valley, returning player to the game. I was wondering what I should be spending my power cores on, generally speaking. In general, it's gonna be energy. And if you're really hard farming a character, you might wanna spend it on some character node refreshes for that character so you could get more shards of them in a day. But in general, it's just gonna be straight up energy and farming multiple characters or gear. And that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I know there's a lot of questions out there and a lot that I can't answer yet, but hopefully soon I will be able to answer all those questions and be more clarity to what we learned during this trip. And if you like this video, obviously subscribe to the channel. There is more stuff coming. The farming guide is coming up soon. Make sure you check me out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Put a bunch of pictures from the trip on there, more on Instagram than anything else. So check that out. Obviously subscribe, smash on the like button, join the notification squad, and I will see you next time. Check out the links, guys. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin, out.